Siberius, and we about to get serious. It's the real Siberius, making fanboys furious.
Hello, YouTube, and welcome to The Real Siberius. On this episode, I want to do a player profile for John Stockton. John Stockton is one of my favorite players of all time. He's in the Hall of Fame. He was a 10-time All-Star, 2-time Steel Champ, 5-time All-Defense, 75th Anniversary Team, 9-time Assist Champ, 11-time All-NBA, and 92-93 All-Star MVP. He was and is my favorite point guard of all time. I didn't say the greatest point guard of all time. I said my favorite point guard of all time. He averaged 13 points a game, 2.5 rebounds, and 10.5 assists for his career. Being a Bulls fan my entire life, I'm fortunate enough to own a number of autographed jerseys. All of them are Bulls players, with the exception of one, and it's John Stockton. Out of all the all-time great players, why do I own a Stockton jersey? To me, the answer's simple. He is a dog. He's a killer, a fighter, and in my opinion, one of the toughest to ever play this game. He only missed 22 games in his career, not in a season. In his entire career, he only missed 22 games. He played 82 games 16 times. And in the 17th season, he played, it was a strike shortened season. He still played every available game that he could. He's the all-time leader in assists and steals, and no one's ever going to catch him. He sets screens like brick walls and throws elbows. He was dirty and mean on the court. Even though he never won a chip, he's still highly respected. He knew how to work his opponents. He played with their minds and got to his spots. And once he was there, you couldn't stop him. Gary Payton said he would rather guard Jordan than Stockton. Stockton has one of the highest IQs to ever play this game, if you ask me. If you just watch these highlights, and I have to shout out LGCY Power because that's where I got these highlights from. So please go and check out their channel. They do some great work. But as you can see, he's just an incredibly fundamentally sound player. He's tough as hell. Despite the fact that he's only 6'1", he was strong. He would bully people. He would push them to get them out of their game and to get into his game. Him and Malone were an incredible duo. The only reason why he doesn't have rings is because he had to face Jordan twice. And no one beat Jordan. So I don't view that as a black mark on Stockton's career. It's an unfortunate certainty. No one was going to beat Jordan. But the Jazz gave him hell. I think he is criminally underrated and underappreciated. I said before, he's my favorite point guard of all time. Not the greatest point guard of all time, but my favorite point guard of all time. And it's for so many reasons. Anybody that can play 82 games 16 times deserves some recognition. And I'm sorry, but if you have not beaten that, you should never, ever be mentioned in the same conversation as longevity, because Stockton is the king of longevity. And he wasn't just padding stats when he accumulated his assist and steal record. He was putting in work. Even as he got older, he was still putting in work. He didn't just hang out to build those numbers. He didn't team hop and jump to team to team to team. He only played for the Jazz. And he played for them at a high level. He got older. He slowed down. I mean, that's just inevitable also. I've wanted to do this video for a while because I don't hear a lot of people talk about Stockton. I don't think his name merits the respect that it deserves simply because he does not have a championship ring. I think the same thing happens to Barkley. I think the same thing happens to Peyton. I think the same thing happens to a lot of teams that faced Jordan in the 90s, and it's because Jordan didn't lose. And then when Jordan wasn't there, Olajuwon was cleaning house. So there weren't a lot of opportunities for other teams to win. If Stockton and Malone played after Jordan had retired, I guarantee if they were in their prime, they would have had multiple chips without question. It's not fair to hold that against them because they played against the greatest player of all time. Is it still a failure? It is. You don't make excuses. Everybody wanted to beat Jordan. They just couldn't. But I believe Stockton was a one-of-one player. Just like Magic was, just like Bird was, just like Jordan was. I mean, there was a reason why he was on the Dream Team. I just want to make sure that I am doing my part to spread the name of these players that could, but never should be forgotten. In the annals of NBA history, Stockton should absolutely be remembered. He should be revered. He should be respected. And he's the only person's name that should have longevity behind it. Because unless you've played in more 82-game seasons than him, you don't belong in that conversation. Until you break his assist record and his steals record and only miss 22 games in your career, you don't belong in that conversation. And I'll die on that hill. But he was an absolute monster. He had all the attributes. A fantastic passer, a fantastic facilitator. He wasn't after the ball to score points. He was after the ball so he could facilitate other people to score points. I mean, 13 points and 10.5 assists for your career is ludicrous. But that's what a facilitator does. He easily could have scored more than 13 points. But that wasn't his job. His job was to get the ball, hence a lot of steals, and pass the ball, a lot of assists. He did his job at an impeccable level for an unprecedented amount of time and did it at such a high level. At the time, when the Jazz were playing the Bulls, I couldn't stand them. I did not like them at all. I didn't like Stockton. I didn't like Malone. I didn't like anyone on their teams because they were an obstacle that was in the way. They just needed to be obliterated and removed. And thankfully, that's what happened. But had they won, had they managed to squeak out a championship in that time, couldn't have been mad because they were an absolute monster of a team that just happened to face the greatest of all time. It's unfortunate, but it's also the reality. I just hope that as time goes on and as history moves forward, that players like this won't be forgotten. It's a reason why I did a video on Mark Price. It's a video why I did one on Dale Ellis. These players were great players in a time of great basketball, and I just don't want to see them forgotten. So that's why I do this, because I don't want them to be erased. And I think their careers, their legacies, and these moments should live on forever. I certainly hope that they do. Anyway, that is the end of the video. And again, I want to give a shout out to LGCY Power. That's where I got that highlight footage from. And you should absolutely check them out because they do fantastic work. As always, I do want to shout out the content creators that continue to inspire me to do this. Uncommon Sense, Angry Old Hoops, Self-Researched NBA Facts, 93Z, Sports and Fitness Rants, Uncut Hoops, Scap Attack, Speam Engine, In Your Face Hoops, Eddie TV, King Speech Road, Goatcast Hoops. I always appreciate your guys' takes, your perspectives, and your humor. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.